So now, my apologies for jumping the gun, but now I can talk about, the divas surrounding Machine Gun Kelly, having that typical segment where all the women surround the guest host or the celebrity of the night. But then Paige pipes in, which makes it very interesting, and she says that she's going to be hosting a meeting, and she wants everybody to be there. And yeah, so she just makes everybody know that we are going to be having this meeting, and yeah, that's pretty much that. So after that, we see Randy Orton come to the ring, and then Kane makes his way to the ring because, I mean, Ashton, who doesn't want to see Kane, in business pants take on Randy Orton one-on-one? So, yeah, we get these two in a
I don't know,
matchup.
man. I think a better question would be who doesn't want to see that?
I know, right? You're so right. But, yeah, we have Kane, Randy Orton. Not really much to say here. Orton seems like he's well on his way to victory after a power slam, but then Sheamus comes out. And then I will say, though, I like this. I like this because Kane rolls out. He sees an opportunity present itself. He gets the microphone, and he says, as director of operations, I am now making this match anything goes. Pretty much a no-holds-barred match. So now Sheamus can run in and not cause the DQ finish. Orton starts punching Sheamus, trying to neutralize him, but then he turns around and he walks into a Kane uppercut, which then allows Orton, to turn around, feeling all disoriented, into a bro kick, and then Kane makes the cover off Sheamus' finisher. So if they really had to go this route, this is the best possible way to do it. I really had no gripe with how they handled this. In fact, I kind of appreciated the ingenuity. So Kane gets the win, and Sheamus just holds his briefcase up high, over a prone Randy Orton. So what did you think of this, Ashton? You got anything you want to say?
There were two segments tonight that I feel were booked absolutely perfectly, and this was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
The way that they had Kane and Orton kind of go at it, and relatively quickly Orton did get the upper hand, and it looked like he was going for a finish. That's when Sheamus' music hit, and Sheamus came out, and Kane set up the handicap match, so right there you get heat on Kane for being a douchebag, and Kane pinned Orton off of Sheamus' finisher. So this doesn't necessarily make Kane look stronger. It makes Sheamus look stronger, and it protects Orton because it was 2-on-1. So everything about this, I think, was really well done.
I completely agree with you. Absolutely. So with that said, Kane, is coming through the backstage area, and then Rollins confronts him. Now, I'm originally thinking maybe Rollins will try and butter up to Kane to get information like you do with J&J, but no. Actually, Rollins verbally eviscerates Kane, or at least they have a little back and forth, because Rollins is just bragging about, see, I told you I didn't need you. I didn't need anybody. I beat Dean Ambrose last night, and I know that burns you up inside because the man that I am is the man that you used to be, but aren't anymore. Yeah, but pretty much, again, verbally down-dressing Kane like, oh, you're a joke now, you're this dinosaur, all this other stuff. And then Kane, makes Seth know, hey, anybody can win one match, but a true champion, a person that really embodies the future, wins match after match after match and does it night after night after night. And it takes a team to build that kind of a legacy. And Seth, makes Kane know, I'm going to continue to do it on my own. I'm not like you, Kane, where you've always needed help from the corporation, the authority, Paul Bearer, and then he starts saying, and your brother, but then Kane grabs him by the shirt. He says, now listen to me. Don't you ever bring up my family again or I will tear you apart. I feel like he says that to a lot of people that bring up the family and then nothing ever really happens. But then Seth, feeling all indignant, he says, how dare you put your hands on me? I'm the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And, that's pretty much it. He just walks off, again reminding Kane, you're nothing compared to me. You're pathetic. And Kane just looks just irate that he had that run-in with Seth. So really a good segment. I like the back and forth between these two. And, after that, we see Ryback on commentary, and he actually gives a little shout-out to Dusty Rhodes for everything he did in his career. I thought that was really cool. Big Show makes his way to the ring, and then we find out he's going to have a match against The Miz, because Miz caused a DQ last night, which allowed Ryback to retain the championship when it seemed like Big Show had it well in hand. And so we get Big Show versus The Miz. What did you think of this match, Ashton?
This is the other one. This is the other match that I felt was booked absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Miz originally tries to evade Big Show, with everything he has, he really doesn't want to have this confrontation. Finally, though, he does get caught. Big Show proceeds to just really dominate him for most of the match, but then at one point, him and The Miz are on the outside, and Big Show's got Miz in like a fallaway slammer, like backbreaker type position, and he just tosses Miz into Ryback. Ryback had a great line, ew, he threw Miz all over me. And Ryback on commentary was great. I love his personality. I think, with what he's been given so far anyway, he's made a fine Intercontinental Champion. I really approve. But while Big Show and Ryback are arguing, because they're having a little confrontation, Miz slides out the back door. He gets back in the ring while the referee's counting, so the Miz wins this match by countout. And Big Show's just got this look on his face like, you have got to be kidding me. For the second time in 24 hours, The Miz has been a thorn in my side. He chases after The Miz, but The Miz, of course, escapes up the ramp into the back. Then Ryback pretty much takes care of the Big Show. He's coming in, he's all pumped up. And, yeah, he's just so done with it. He's like, come back in here. So you have Big Show and Ryback pretty much having their own little kind of hoss fight, two big guys. And Miz is just going to try and be an opportunist and pick the bones. We heard about the triple threat that was originally scheduled for the Money in the Bank last night, and now it seems like it's going to be the plan for Battleground, and so far, Miz is kind of leading the scoreboard.
How weird is that?
I know, but hopefully he eats the pin come Battleground, but we will wait and see. We got 5 weeks.
He probably will.
Yeah. After that...
Whoa! Again,
yes.
Just hang on. The Miz didn't run to the back. He didn't run to the back right away. He celebrated at the top of the ramp, and I have to get this out because this is easily my favorite line of the night.
Yeah.
When Miz was at the top of the ramp celebrating, Michael Cole said, "The Miz is celebrating like he just won a Super Bowl." And then JBL comes out with, "No, Michael, the Miz is in Cleveland. There are no Super Bowls here."
Yeah, JBL was actually not only tolerable tonight, I actually found him more entertaining than usual tonight.
Oh, dude, I died. My freaking sides were in stitches. It was amazing. That was easily the line of the night to me. But then also, a lot of the people on Reddit were talking about how great Ryback looks with his shirt off. He's freaking ripped, and they have him running around in a freaking singlet to wrestle. Why is this?
I don't know, man. I think it just kind of goes with, his whole vibe and his whole packaging. We know as Skip Sheffield, he wrestled without a shirt.
Yeah, so. It's funny, though, because, it's almost like people on Reddit were expecting him to be built like Big Zeke, where, he's big, but he doesn't really have any cuts. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, he's freaking cut up.
Yeah, definitely. I think, if they did want to make the progression to him wrestling without a singlet, if they wanted to go with that look instead, he could totally...
Even if they just want to give him, I'm trying to think of someone that's worn them, short, not cargo shorts like what freaking Cena wears, but wrestling shorts that go down just past the thigh. You know what I mean?
Right.
Samoa Joe shorts even. Not the baggy ones that he wears over top of what he actually wears, but the actual ones underneath.
Right.
Like what he used to wear when he first started in TNA.
Or even if you'd want to give him just wrestling pants, kind of like what Kofi's pulling off now, I could see that. He gets some nice colors, maybe some Ryback lettering on the sides of him. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's ridiculous that this guy's. It's almost like they're trying to prevent him from getting over.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, he's got everything. I think it's just a matter of making it come together, and there's only so much that Ryback can do to make that happen, though. That's my thing. So we'll see what happens. But I really am enjoying him as Intercontinental Champion, and he definitely deserves it. It's about damn time that he got a role like this.
Yeah. He looked like a total badass tonight.
He really did. And again, I loved him on commentary. He's got the personality, too, and I'm glad to see more people.
That's another thing that people on Reddit were talking about a lot, about how good he is on commentary, and how there was actually a few people talking about he actually when he's not going full Ryback, he actually has a pretty pleasant speaking voice, too. So... it's crazy how many things have been working against him that just kind of disappeared for this brief moment in time, and everyone frickin' loved him for it.
Well, I'm glad he's starting to get some recognition. Hopefully this Intercontinental Championship reign, however it progresses and however it ends, people will look back on it and be like, yeah, at that moment Ryback was just amazing, because he definitely, again, deserves it. After this, Roman Reigns comes down to the ring, and we do learn that, this match was made super early on. Roman Reigns will face Bray Wyatt at Battleground. And I love Reigns here. I love Reigns. I wish, two of my favorite kind of baby faces right now, I would say. Like, I really loved what Reigns did here, and Sami Zayn, whenever he suffers a loss, I wish John Cena would look at those two guys and what they've done at respective moments in time and really take notes, because Reigns really sold the loss here. He said last night was not a good night, and he got very little sleep, which makes for a long day, which makes him pissed. And he calls out Bray like he wants Bray right now. He's not even joking around. He's not even wasting any time. He's not posturing. He just wants Bray Wyatt. Bray comes on the Tron.
As it predicted.
Yep. And, he starts to talk, but I love that Reigns did cut him off at one point, and this is the only time he did cut him off, but he said, shut up and get in here, because he wasn't in the mood for Bray's poetic crap. And Bray pretty much says, you stole my destiny from me, Roman. That's why I did what I did. 2 weeks ago, you cost me my chance to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I could have changed things, man. I could have done some good things. And then, the remainder of the promo is just pretty much Bray saying, look, the justice that you used to stand for, I felt the need, to seek out and deliver, anybody but you, Roman, meaning, anybody to win that briefcase but you. He makes allusions to paradise and how, the paradise that you, think is out there, there is no paradise, it's a lie. And he says that you and I, we need each other. And, he says that we're going to have so much fun together. And then Bray produces a picture of Roman Reigns with his daughter, the same kind of photo, from the commercial, them playing, My Little Teapot, or I'm a Little Teapot, and that's the kind of the photo you see. And then he says, he actually sings I'm a Little Teapot, and he says, our fun is just getting started. Run. And here's the thing, because I love Bray Wyatt to death, but I'm really kind of getting tired of him just being thrown in programs with random people, and then him having to come up with some weird, justification for why they're feuding, and he does it with such a language that nobody can really ascertain what the motivation is. This, first of all, seemed more straightforward. It was what you said it was going to be, Ashton. Actually, I think during live reactions when we saw Bray's involvement, you said that Bray was going to take issue for not being in the ladder match, so you called that. But then I love the added element of bringing Roman Reigns' daughter. This is what I've always kind of envisioned the Bray Wyatt character being. We already seen that he will go beyond, brainwashing children with the whole program with Cena. Are we going to have the girl who was in that commercial be on a Raw, maybe, under Bray's control or whatever? Like, let's really get personal. Because this kind of has a vibe to me, and I can't believe I'm about to make this reference, so go me, but it really has a vibe of Raven and Sandman's feud back in ECW, because Raven converted Sandman's kid to be a part of the flock, and Sandman was just so broken up about it, and the crowd really sympathized with Sandman, because before that, you're just talking about a beer-drinking, smoking kind of guy. Like, their answer pretty much to, what Stone Cold would eventually be for the WWF. And, there was actually one segment one time on an episode of ECW where it seemed like the sun had come around, and he hugged Sandman and all that stuff, but then somebody, I forget who, I don't think it was Raven, I'm trying to remember who it was, but they cane Sandman in the back, and then the kid does the Raven pose in a Raven t-shirt. I mean, great stuff. Now, am I expecting this angle to go to that same level? No, of course not. But I would love to see maybe, the little girl come around to Bray Wyatt's way of thinking, Bray Wyatt kind of indoctrinating this little girl, and then Roman Reigns has to save her. I think it could make for some very interesting television, honestly. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was basically going to say what you said. I love that Bray, rather than being all vague and mysterious, he just came right out and told Roman Reigns why he attacked him, why he cost him the match, and didn't make any bones about it. And not only did he do that, but he also, like you said, kind of took it a little further. Like, he was completely transparent, but then he wasn't. He was completely transparent about what he did already, but then he kind of had that little glimmer of, it was almost Joker-esque. Like, he explained himself, and then he immediately did something that's going to need explaining later.
See, and this, I was originally just like, oh, this program's going to be whatever, Roman Reigns is going to win. And for the record, I still think Roman Reigns will come out smelling like roses in this program.
I think, you know what, dude? I think that, Roman Reigns is going to come out smelling like roses, but I think Bray will get a win, maybe two, but probably just one.
Right, and regardless of whether he wins or not, I will say this, I think the way this program is being done so far, and I can't emphasize that enough, may be exactly what the doctor ordered for Bray Wyatt, because
and for Roman Reigns.
And for Roman Reigns, because A, if they do this right, and again, I'm not saying exactly like Sandman Raven, but something comparable to it, it'll make a great amount of sympathy for Reigns. And for Bray, I have been looking for any reason to get excited about him since his loss to The Undertaker. Now, again, I wasn't like one of those people that said, oh, Bray's proverbial Titanic, it's sinking, everybody get off the ship, Bray's never going to be anything. I'll always be a fan of Bray Wyatt, and I'll always think that he can do big things, but not every program connects. It was like you being a big Dean Ambrose fan. You just couldn't sink your teeth into his program with Bray Wyatt. So I was looking for that investment, and I think I finally found it. This is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, this is the first Bray Wyatt feud that I've actually cared about since John Cena.
Yeah, stuff like this, going after a guy's own daughter, like, that's what makes you warrant calling yourself the new face of fear. That's what I've always said. Like, monikers, I feel like, are always earned. They have a reason. You just don't randomly call yourself something without some kind of justification. And, yeah, when you go after a man's family, and especially the most vulnerable part of a family, the children, yeah, that's some next-level stuff right there from Bray Wyatt. It's really great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.